I had great angst every night before I went out because I was not able to be myself. My very first WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year, the Super Bowl of wrestling. That night, 20,000 fans started chanting "Rocky sucks." And I came to the realization before I went back that it wasn't me, personally, that they didn't like. It was that I wasn't being me. I wasn't being real. Who is this guy who's smiling when he's getting beat? A few weeks later, I got a call from the WWE and I spoke to Vince McMahon. I said, when I come back, I just need 2 minutes live. A couple of weeks later, I came back. We were on live TV.
In arenas across the country, I heard chants of "Rocky sucks."
I said,
Rocky might be is a lot of things,
but sucks isn't one of them. About a month later, I was the hottest heel in the company.
I took the chance early. From the beginning, the first time I invested, my first investment was real estate. Wow. I went from commercial real estate, huge, skyscrapers actually. You know, the first time, what I did, how I got to where I got to was I looked at certain athletes' career and I said, I don't want to end up like that. You know, so what I did was this. It started off with $5 million. Put up $5 million. I was getting $50,000 a month. Every month on the 18th. On every 18th, every month it was paying off.
You like the cash flow?
Yes, for years. So I said, okay, if it's paying off like this, then, and I gave him 7 figures, I said, I'm not going to even give him 8 figures. I went and gave him 9 figures.
I assume that next time I call you directly, you'll pick up the phone.
Logan, let me give you the ABCs of me. I don't take meetings, I set them. And my respect isn't demanded, it's earned.
That's only 2 things. What's C?
C is for people who show me they know A and B.
The first time I tried to kill myself, I was 15. I waited until my family went away for the weekend, and I was alone in the house, and I swallowed a bottle of pills. I don't remember what happened over the next couple of days, but I'm pretty sure come Monday morning, I was on the bus back to school, pretending everything was fine. And when someone asked me if that was a cry for help, I say no, because I told no one. You only cry for help if you believe there's help to cry for. I thought, let me be to someone else what no one was to me. Let me send a message to that kid who's being targeted at home or at school or in the streets that someone is watching and listening, and that kid or teenager or adult is loved, and they are not.
I hated school. I really hated school because it was this instruction following thing. Now, I bet you it's probably also because I wasn't good at it. The key is really to understand what your mistakes and weaknesses are so that you can learn from them. Punishment is a terrible concept. Punishment means that you made a mistake and you're being punished. I think instead of punishment, every time somebody makes a mistake, you should say the only thing that you need to do to get out of your punishment is first think, what kind of mistake was that? So if I'm in a situation that's like that again, how would I deal with it differently, not to make that mistake? So that learning should come from the mistake, not punishment, because you're teaching people not to make mistakes. Where's where the learning comes from.
I'll give you a great story. He said, well, this guy was failing out of high school, but he promised his mother he would take a test called the SAT. Well, this guy takes it. He's bombing. He's failing out of school. He doesn't expect anything. Well, he gets a 1480 out of 1600. He gets the score, and his mother says, did you cheat? And he says, I swear to God, I tried to cheat, but the way the numbers were and the scantrons and the bubbles, you couldn't cheat. Because he realizes he's smart, and he's going into his senior year, he says, I'm going to go to class. Now he starts to go to class. He doesn't hang out with who he did when he didn't go to class. He graduates, goes to a community college, and becomes this massively successful magazine entrepreneur. So I said, okay. Well, the guy was always smart. He just needed a standardized test to unlock it. My dad said, no, that's not the story. This is what I want you to understand. He said, 12 years after all this guy's success, he gets a letter in the mail from Princeton, New Jersey. He opens it. Turns out the SAT board, the year he took the test, he was one of 13 people sent the wrong SAT score. His actual score was a 740 out of 1600. And he said, people think my whole life changed when I got the 1480. But what happened? My whole life changed when I started acting like a 1480.
To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim.
Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks.
Some years ago, you wrote yourself a check.
I wrote a check out to myself for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I put it in my wallet and I carried it that many years. And what happened was, basically a few months ago, we did the deal for the mask for $10 million.
$10 million payment for doing the mask.
Right. So it's very surreal for me. It's strange. And I used to go up to Mulholland Drive every night, sit on the side of the road, look out at the lights, and go, I'm a popular actor. Every director wants to work with me. And I used to like open my arms and imagine, you know, things that I wanted to come in my way and stuff. And what I would do, it was a way of dealing with being completely out of work. I would stay up there until I actually believed that I had all these things. And then I would drive down the mountain feeling like the biggest star in Hollywood.
Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse